But
Boom.
welcome to Double Funnel TV. Here we are, Jena in the red zone.
I am in the red zone. I actually had to come to my office to do this morning. I've been here since 8 in the morning, like actually 7:30.
What?
7:30 in the morning. Well, I've got
Oh
other people
my!
in my office. I've got a full house today. The training room is full. And
Well,
they unfortunately, the person with the keys, father's passing away as we speak.
oh,
So I did the thing that leaders have to do, and I showed up to make shit happen.
perfect.
That's what happens. I
get how
got the
that
blue.
works.
I think the blue with the red background.
The
So
blue with the red background. Yes.
it's the U+1 with warfare marketing. I've got warfare marketing with the red, and it's got the logo. Wait, logo over here, and then the headphones match your logo.
And actually, up towards the top, it kind of turns purple because of the red behind you. So it actually is the aqua in.
It is. Oh my
in
God, you're
purple.
right.
Isn't that
If
funny?
I put it right there.
Perfect.
Silly things, right?
Yep. So what 7-day launch? What we talking?
So, and if you didn't have anything planned for tomorrow, I think it'd be cool to kind of go along with this. We're onboarding new person in the background. Say hi. Yay!
Yeah, howdy.
And so I had other plans for today, but then things change, right? Get a call out of the blue and need to get
The way many things work.
Need to get something launched, get some cash in their pocket. And I was just going to do this after the fact and, work on it before. But then I thought, you know what? Brandon Bouchard actually went through a 7-day launch. Now his was a little different than the one I'm doing here. His is more like the one we did for Kyvio,
right?
Give or take a little bit. But there are a lot of people who need money fast, right?
True.
Rent's due in a week. Rent was due the other day. In fact, as I have my late due notice for my own rent, that's just me forgetting to pay and walk it down there. Sometimes you need money fast. So I thought instead of like keeping it to myself that you and I would work through it. I know one of the things that we need to do is come up with a script. Surely between the two of us, we can come up with a quick cold call script.
That's easy.
Cold call, right? So 7-day launch today is Thursday. We're going to launch an event that we're going to host in the office for Thursday next week during lunch.
Okay.
Pitch a room and sell some stuff.
Okay.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Where
do you want to start?
Do it. So I have it all up on my board, but
that does me a lot of good.
know,
and all of those
right?
viewing at this point, it does all of us a lot of good.
So I'm going to really quick pull up the customer value journey. It's I'm going to keep it short and sweet since we already mapped it out on my big board yesterday.
Perfect.
That's where all the hard work is, right? Doing it the first time.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Share screen. Let's get the CVJ up here. All about that 7 CVJ, yo.
There it is.
Mo money, mo problems. No, Mo Betta. Mo Betta has been our one.
That's right.
Mo Betta. So, awareness. Simple. Cold calling. I will do a little bit of LinkedIn. But for the most part, no other supporting awareness. So I know people are afraid of cold calling. We're going to work on that, right?
Yeah.
Engagement is going to be this crazy thing called a phone conversation.
What? Talk to somebody. Really?
Maybe some email follow-up because we can figure out what their email is and follow up if they don't answer. Or I've also considered some slide dial. You know what slide dial is?
You're going to tell me?
Slide dial, and I actually learned this from the real estate industry, it is a service that you can use to call on. There's a broadcasting package, but the most popular one is you can call 10 people at one time, leave a short message, and it sends it automatically to their voicemail. Skips the phone ringing and everything, goes straight to their voicemail. Explanation video. And then we might do a little bit of Facebook group, getting people into the group.
Okay.
Build up a brand new group from scratch just for realtors.
Yes.
Just for a hyper-specific targeted niche group. It'll still be an offshoot of Warfare Marketing, but this one will be for basically this launch, right? Subscribe. Sign up for event. This will be on the phone though, so I may or may not have permission to email them, but if the goal is to get permission to email them from the event.
Right.
Convert, show up to event. So here's the one question I was going to ask from cold calling.
Yes.
For the event, do we make it free, or do we make it like $10, $20, just something to focus on people who are serious and make it seem like, not that it has more value than it does, it will be a high value event for, 2 hours. But do we do it for free, or do we charge $5, $10, $20? There will be lunch.
Oh, well, I think if
Good
you
lunch.
I think you can even play off there. There's no such thing as a free lunch. That's why the event is $15 or $10 or something like that. I mean, I think that's understandable, but I guess I don't know. And you know what the event is about. I don't know what the event is about yet. I don't know what the
event is going
value
to be
proposition is. So
that's fair.
It's hard.
Value proposition is going to be, it's going to be for realtors specifically in the DFW area, not newbies, but not Rayanne's chiming in here, $10 to cover lunch. Lunch will probably be more expensive than $10. We were thinking something nicer. I don't mind going into the negative for the event. Sometimes you have to pay a little money to get a little money. I think everybody knows that. But it'll be something wrapped around leveraging organic Facebook to get leads for your real estate business. Seller leads. Because those are more valuable than buyer leads.
Well, then I mean, I would charge and work to cover your lunch or come close to it and state it. This is a roll up your sleeves, learn how to get buyers. And it's going to be over the lunch hour, and we're going to supply you lunch. The event's $10, $15, $20, lunch included, and ways to get so much more, something like that. I mean, I don't think that there's no such thing as a free lunch. If you got to, but again, you could play it that way in your copy then is, you got to have lunch anyway. Why don't you come learn how to get more clients while you do it?
Yep.
Kind of thing.
Exactly. So I was trying to download their menu. I was thinking Macaroni Grill just because we ordered the other day. And their mac and cheese, truffle mac and cheese, man. So let's see. Box lunches, $10.99, $12. I was thinking some pasta, some entree, man. Rosemary, what is that?
I mean, if you want something straight from my speaking mentor.
One, yes. Two, which one? Because you have several. You know I'm being true.
Well, no, that's true.
All right, so here we go. To give a reference, a large order, so 10 servings, ballpark 76 plus add side. So it's going to be about $15 per person all in.
I think you can say that it's $15. For $15, you not only get your lunch, but you get the knowledge necessary to gain prospects to close for your business. I mean, I almost think you play there's no such thing as a free lunch. So we're just going to tell you up front. We're supplying you lunch because that seems to be the best time for everybody for you to get together, right? Mm-hmm. The most convenient time. You're going to have lunch anyway. Turn your lunch into making a buttload of money, something like that. Right?
That's fair. So what price point do you think? 5, 10, 15, 20?
Well, I think make it 15. I don't think there's anything wrong. I mean, if it's going to be $15 or thereabouts, I mean, and you're going to do something with it in the copy and whatever anyway.
Well, remember, copy. This is going to be a cold call. We are taking people straight from strangers.
Got it.
To subscribe. We are skipping the max number of steps. We're actually maybe skipping a little bit too many. So, but I'm hoping if we can get them to engage into a conversation, we're not even skipping 2. We're skipping 1.
Well, then I think it's, you've got to have the qualification is, we're doing an event coming up. We're going to be discussing how to get more buyers or how to gain access to buyers of properties. And we're going to do it over the lunchtime. There's no such thing as a free lunch. So
we are targeting sellers, people who are selling their home. That is a more valuable lead to a realtor. Buyers take up time. You got to show them houses. They're picky. They're emotional. And if you get the seller, you can get the seller and the buyer too. Because if they're selling their home, they might need to buy in the area as well.
Well, that's true. We're doing an event on how to sell your house faster. If you need to turn your house into cash quickly, or you need to turn your house into a new house faster.
Realtors. So these are people who are signing up sellers.
Well, if your clients need to turn their house into money faster, it's the same kind of approach. I mean, now you've got to identify if you want to serve the seller better, if you want access to more sellers, if you want to serve the seller better, if you want to help your seller turn their money into more money faster, which also turns that sale into more commission for you faster. That's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on how to on how to create a sale to create money faster.
Leveraging organic social media to
cultivate sellers.
Bring in seller.
Right.
Leveraging realtors. Oops. Leverage.
Easy for you to spell.
Leverage organic social media to bring in, to cultivate seller leads. Leverage organic social media to cultivate seller leads. I feel like there needs to be something else to increase.
What are they going to benefit by being there? What are they going to learn? What don't they know today that they will know?
Learn to leverage organic social media to cultivate seller leads in a crowded market.
Sure. Isn't I think that works.
Using Facebook's 2019 algorithms. Using 2019 Facebook. I can't spell it right. 2019 algorithm. I can't spell algorithms. I butchered algorithms. Even spell check was like, I'm out.
Yeah, spell check doesn't like it. I did it wrong
I got it.
the other
Oh,
day
no, I
too.
did. Algorithms. Thought there was a Y in there.
There's not. It sure seems like there should be, but there's not.
So realtors learn to leverage organic social media to cultivate seller leads in a crowded market using Facebook's 2019 algorithms.
Sure.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds perfect.
Um,
Was it itching?
I'm trying to think what I'm selling versus what I want to offer. So figuring out a great aha moment there. Core offer, we're going to be offering
What's
our
the offer?
$2,497 1-year social package.
Got it.
That will be pitched during the workshop. We will throw
or
in.
presented.
Well, yeah. Presented. You're absolutely right. I'm going to present an offer. Throw in. Man, I don't know that I would do it. Yeah, well, yeah. We're going to throw in the 497 marketing strategy workshop after that. So after that workshop, we'll do an all-day marketing strategy where we will be going over and building out their marketing, building out their CVJ, building out their before and after and all that good
Right.
stuff. We'll probably be bringing in the lovely Scott Schilling, right? What?
Sure.
To show them how to utilize travel to book appointments, right?
Yes.
And close those
And to
sales.
close sales.
And close sales. Maybe even the wonderful Sean G. Murphy to show them how they're letting their mindset get away in the way of their mental profits. Because I feel like that kind of covers the board
Yeah.
of what's holding them back, right? Marketing, sales, mindset. That's pretty much all business troubles wrapped up in a bubble, right? The rest can be
True.
worked around. The rest can absolutely be worked around.
True.
During that workshop, we're going to pitch our $997.
Or we're going to present it.
Present it. Done for you. Funnel and ads on Facebook. Handling that for them.
Makes sense.
And then we're actually going to do it on that one. We were going to throw something else in too.
Like?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know, but add a bonus. Got to add bonuses, maybe 3 bonuses for that one or something of that nature. Coming over here, referral partners. Probably reach out to some of my other realtor clients. Not that they want to help. Go ahead.
Is this for a specific client? Is that what you said earlier, or did I make that up?
Is this for a client? No, this is for me.
Okay.
I have a couple of realtor clients who will reach out to, give them the opportunity to come as well.
Got it.
I will give mortgage. I have a mortgage guy.
The mortgage guys.
Mortgage guys. That's the only way I'm learning how to spell it. Who else can we use that I can call really quick? Who knows realtors? That I know.
I would say that there are, I think there's a couple members inside the Business Growth Network that know a few through their process that you could probably call and ask. I know one in particular that I'm thinking of, but we'll want some kind of affiliate something out of it. But
well, I've got a sales guy. This is going to be his baby.
Got it.
And so he's got that. But I think definitely, assuming they purchase, right? Not purchase going to the event, because there's obviously no money in that. That's a loss leader. By the way, loss leader means you're losing money to acquire the lead, but you don't
Right.
mind because you know that you're going to close them on this side.
Right.
I think I can do a 200 if they buy. I've got room for 200. You think that's enough?
Sure. I'm not judging the number. I'm just
Yeah. So
suggesting
Rayanne
to
here.
you, I have somebody that I'll tell you offline that would be worth calling to see.
So that'll be our referral gift. If they purchase, they show up, they purchase, it's your guy. $200. Rayanne, perfect example. She goes to, all these different chambers. Realtors show up,
Right.
they buy, they convert, $200. I think asking for a video review at the event is outstanding. Just having a little section set up in the back of what they thought about the event. So even if they don't purchase, if they found value at the event, you
Right.
create excitement, you have food, you have some drinks, maybe some wine even. So wine at lunch.
It's all good.
All good. That's a great way to do it. You can always, after the fact, ask for the Facebook, Yelp, LinkedIn, whatever review. Certainly ask for feedback. I think having a feedback form is an absolute necessity. Here's the thing about a 7-day launch. The moment you finish that launch, you can turn around, get back on the phone, and have another event the next week, and have another event the next week, and have another event next week.
Yep.
Why in the world would you want to do that? Let me flip the screen here. Where am I at?
Where are you at?
Where am I at, yo? So that's pretty much CVJ for that event. You think that works? How's that sound to you as a salesperson?
Yeah, I mean, I
go.
think that's it's very matter of fact and to the point and what needs to happen. And
well, I mean, that
good.
is part about the CVJ. So I could sit here and I can brainstorm a ton of different ways that you could be working. But at the end of the day, you need to pick one freaking funnel. So I was even talking to our new sales guy, and I was telling him, I want to know how many leads we cultivated. So how many leads did you put on a call list, right? How many did you actually call? Out of how many you called, how many actually picked up the phone? Of the people that you picked up the phone, how many people did you get into an actual conversation versus the ones that said F you, right? That happens.
What?
I know it does. And I'll be honest.
People are rude.
People are rude. I can be that person, not gonna lie. And then, going from there, how many people were interested? How many people signed up immediately? From the people who were interested, how many did we follow up with? How many people signed up from the follow-up? From the people who signed up on the phone, how many people did we follow back up with? Because you've got to make those phone calls, those text messages, those emails, even if they've confirmed. You want to remind them the day or so before.
For sure.
And then from there, how many people showed up? How many people showed up? How many people gave good feedback? How many people actually bought?
Mm-hmm.
How many people bought, showed up to the workshop? How many people who showed up from the workshop went on to the next package?
Mm-hmm.
If I have any upsells on the package, that was one of the things we thought about upcharging, having a $9.97 package and a $19.97 package. Pick your poison. And that was it. One of them would also include LinkedIn building and also regular content for their neighborhood or their niche. And that's a huge, normally I would charge way more for that, but we were trying to think of how to get people on board fast, get my salesperson ramped up, get some cash in his pocket, right? Mm-hmm. That's what a launch is for. So here's what I'm going to look for. I'm in the people section of LinkedIn. Watch how crazy this is. Realtor. So I'm looking up how many people are realtors overall. And this is, by the way, this is people who are they have identified as a realtor, right? This is not first level or anything. This is just realtor. If I go down to Dallas, Fort Worth, which is where it's easy to come to my office, they don't need a travel savings passport to get here. Look at that. 23,000.
It's in the Dallas Fort Worth area.
980. just in the Dallas-Fort Worth area who happen to have a LinkedIn who are actively calling themselves a realtor. 23,980. So how many phone calls can you make in one day?
Lots. I mean, it's, pick a number.
So
Couple
Mike
hundred.
Archie was saying his wife, and he was specifically using his wife because she lost her job twice when she was pregnant because people fire you when you're pregnant.
Yes, I
And
found that to be a problem.
but so he put her on cold calling and they set up an agency to kind of give her something to do. And she was able to make 235 cold calls as a female who's never made cold calls in her life and in a highly emotional state per day. Of course, the thing then is if you've ever made phone calls, if you're making 235 calls, you're probably not that good at cold calls. You can have volume or you can have quality. Can't have both.
This is, yeah, exactly. You think about conversation time. Is it calls or is it productivity or is it whatever? I mean, it's funny. You can sit there and you can say you can make X number a day and smile and dial and go for, but what are you really gaining out of it?
Mm-hmm. That's true. So here we go. Here's one I've got. Pro Sales Connection LLC. How to calculate cold calls per hour if the objective, man, he's right on the target, is to book a meeting. Average list quality, that's fair. It is cold, but funny thing about realtors, all their information is available online. All of it. Good stuff. We do have a CRM. It is cold calls. Meetings do need to be scheduled, but it is a one-time, and we considered having a lunchtime and a dinner time. But I think for the first one, we're just going to make it lunch. We'll see. When you're making blah, 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 average prep time, 3 minutes. That's fair. You want to know which company they're with. Look over their LinkedIn real quick. Quickly being the keyword. Average talk time, 1.5 minutes. So this is one of the things I want to write is there kind of like a general script that can be used?
Sure. There's always cold calls.
And that one says 10 in an hour. So if you make 10 in an hour, there's 8 hours in a day.
That's every 6 minutes.
So let's say 8 hours in a day, assuming that, but you're only going to do it 4 days a week because on one day each week you are actively pitching, following up, something of that. So four times 8 hours, and you can do 10 in an hour, equals 320 hours. So 320 cold calls in 1 week. 320, remember that one. Mm-hmm. And there's 23,980 divided by, oops, I forgot. Oh, no, I had it right. The number just looks so big. I just looked wrong. Divided by, did I say 320? It's going to take you 75
years.
Weeks. Come on now. 75 weeks. That is over a year to just go through the realtor list only in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So when people talk about niching, this is why you niche.
Yeah. And that's what most people don't do is they don't again, they don't know who their avatar is.
Nope. It's hard. Nobody wants to do that.
It's not necessarily hard.
My husband chiming in that my voice is much better
I saw
with the gamer headphones.
It's a process. It depends on, what do you like to do?
That's true.
If you like talking to people, it can be fun.
If you like talking to people, it can be fun. All right. So in a cold, can I Google that? Cold call script.
Sure.
Can we get a
there are
starting
cold call scripts out there.
Have you cold called before?
Have
I feel
I?
like you've had to.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, anybody who's in sales is cold called at some point. I mean, you refine your process at some point,
Well,
but I mean,
sure.
if the only thing you have is a cold market, you have no choice but to cold call. The question is how effective do you become at that? That's one of those learned attributes that you go through.
Scripts. But since we are this week working off just a basic Google sheet, I'm going to put the script right in the Google sheet because keep it simple, stupid. Seriously. For sample cold calling scripts for any situation from Pipedrive. Leave it to a CRM to have a cold call script. Why? Because it's all based on contacts. Provided by Brandon Redlinger, head growth at Persist IQ. Start off by saying hi, their name in a warm and welcoming tone, and then proceed directly to step 2. Notice I didn't say, hi, so-and-so, how are you today? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because it gives the prospect to jump in and disrupt your flow.
Right.
Interesting. So when do you let them talk? Hi, Jena. My name is Brandon with this company.
All depends on philosophy and what you're working to do. I mean, is this a call center and a ground and pound where you're just going to rip off? I mean, is it more important to hit? Are you sitting here trying to play a ground and pound game, which is I'm just going to go after tonnage and I'm going to make as many calls as I can possibly make, and I'll take whatever I get? Or do you really want to create a relationship and your close the warmer your market or the more, again, people do business with those they know, like, and trust. This goes back to the foundational stuff we teach every time.
Yeah.
Is the more I can tell about you. Hi, this is Scott with Warfare Marketing. Rayanne Kane said you are absolutely the best realtor on the planet, and just wanted to reach out to you to let you know about an event that we have going on next Thursday. Don't know if it's right for you, but what we're looking for is realtors who want to sell more homes faster. Does that fit you?
That sounds so good.
Well, thank you. But that's that's the way. See, the point is that yeah, you can use a script. Okay. Novel concept. You just identified 23,900 realtors in Dallas. Why not look at the first level connections that you have first? Why not look at the connections of the connections first? Why go straight to cold when you haven't explored warm?
Well, certainly. But even that, that's a good point.
Hey, Sean Murphy said that you attend Richardson Plano Networkers with him, and he's just really impressed by the work you've done representing your clients. Just wanted to let you know that we've got an event coming up.
Yeah.
Right? Do you understand the difference in that? That referred messaging. I'm all for, if you haven't talked to anybody, think this through logically, especially if speed is of the essence.
Here's one of the things that I think
warm market is going to take action faster than cold market.
No, you're
So
absolutely right.
if you haven't explored warm market first and you're trying to gain velocity, velocity comes with relationship. And so even if it's not your relationship, even if it could be transferred from, you know, hey, Rayanne King said, hey, Dave Roberts said, hey, what, right?
Yeah.
Because now you're moving through that cycle so much faster, so much better
No. Yeah.
than, hey, I just saw that you're one of the 28,900 realtors on that are in Dallas Fort Worth on LinkedIn. And I got no clue who you are, but you should come to our event because you
Right.
need us. Now
Eh.
you would never say it that way, but you start to understand.
Yeah.
The,
So
the,
here's I'll tell you the condition here. So the person I have selling would prefer a cold market at this point in time until he's ramped up and he can securely leave a position he's currently in. So it's one of those sometimes you don't want to announce to the world yet that you're making a move. On the other hand, I am
totally
certainly
fine.
in a position to warm call, or even almost hot call, right? Do you know what that means, though, Sean? Looking at Sean's picture up there, you know what that means, Scott? That I have to cold call or warm call. I have to make phone
No,
calls.
but he could do the exact same thing. Hey, a friend of mine, Jena, is doing this event. He doesn't have to detail that he's working as part of the. Hey, I volunteered to help a friend of mine
Uh-huh.
make calls because she's so freaking awesome at what she does, and she just wants to touch as many people as she can. And I said, well, I've got a little time. I'll help you out. You don't have to disclose what you're doing.
That's interesting. Not technically, lying either. It's still true. Sometimes it actually works out better that way because then you're like, yeah, I'm just helping out a friend. It's such an amazing product, service, blah, blah, blah. It works better that way. Did I lose you? I lost Scott. Now we got you
I've
back.
I've been here the whole time. But anyway, what I was saying is, uh, yeah, Sean says telling your best truth. That's really what it is. So what I've said to these two friends, hey, last time we were together, you mentioned you were doing XYZ. I've got a buddy who's really good at XYZ. How about if I put you two together? Would that make sense? Yes. Thank you so much for thinking of me. My pleasure. Right? So the point is, glad everybody's worried about me over there on the comments. Um, my point is that whoever this person is for you, is they could say, hey, recently I was talking to a friend of mine, Jena Apgar, and she was talking about having an event to work specifically with realtors who are looking for more sellers. And it, doing a little research, and she gave me a list. I don't know how well you know Jena or don't know her, but I just know how good she is at what she does. And there's an event coming up next Monday, and they always say there's no such thing as a free lunch. Well, there's no such thing as a free lunch, but there's a good lunch, and there's a great event, and you put them together, and it's $15 next Thursday. Would love to have you meet Jena at that event. Would
Do
you
you
do that?
realize the magic just flows out of your mouth? Like I can't even type that fast. I'm too in awe of the magic.
Why, thank you.
I'm just listening to it and there's just so much
Well,
um
but that's all I'm doing is, and it's like what Sean said, is telling your best truth. right? If you cut, this is the thing, and I say it when we train and from stage and all this all the time. If you're in that place of service, how would you introduce people? I want to serve person one by connecting them with person two. So when you're in that place of service, it's easy to have this flow out, which is why this is where Sean works with the mindset. If you don't have your mindset right, that it's about that service, it's about coming from that place, and you have the heart set put together, now it's easy to have this flow from your face. But if you're trying to, I'm not a huge script guy.
Uh-huh.
That being said, I've written plenty of scripts.
I think sometimes when it's the first day that you're calling and you're not quite prepared for everything, I think a script helps. Like if you're having issues with picking up the phone, having a script is a good place to start until you've got the sales information, you've got the pattern and the common questions down, right?
Well, this is where humility helps though too. If you just back it down a notch, not everybody loves getting blared at, right? Hey, did you realize that Jena Apgar is the best digital marketer in Dallas? And by God, she's having an event on Thursday and you need to be there. It's like, whoa, back off.
So if you're doing if you're calling the warm lead, you're not me, you're someone else. How do you open it up? So you're calling someone you already know, who you know is a realtor. How do you open it up?
Say, and again, you might, the way you open it up is compliment the person. Hey, Jena, my name is Scott Schilling, and I have heard that you are like one of the top realtors in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I just want to congratulate you on that. Now, because of that, it caused me to call. And I said, I don't know how well you know Jena or don't know Jena, but as an example, the one thing she's specializing in is helping realtors find more sellers. I don't even know if you need more sellers. But if you are interested, I'd like to let you know that there's an event coming up on Thursday that might be of interest. Oh, now if I'm interested at all, do you understand? If I don't work to quote unquote how most people would say sell you, are you interested? Does this resonate with you? Does this connect? Does it have any does this have legs with you? Right? I mean, is this a need that you have? Hey, I know I called out of the blue, and I just really want to thank you for taking my call. Now, if this is for you, I'd love to invite you. And there's no such thing as a free lunch. We are going to serve lunch here. It's going to be an awesome lunch. But more importantly, the information around this is going to be fabulous. Would love to invite you to our location. Here's where you can go and do whatever, right? Here's where you can get whatever. Well, I'm busy on Thursday. I totally understand. I know that I called you out of the blue. Jena, I know we haven't known each other long now, a good 6 minutes, but do you know anybody who might be interested in getting more sellers? I'd love to talk to them. Do you understand? That's now, hey, I was talking to your buddy Fred, and he said, you're one of the best realtors. And do you understand how you just took your cold call and turned them into a warm call?
I do.
The next one into a warm call. But that's why I'm saying the whole grounded. I was sharing this story with somebody the other day. When I got into the insurance business, they taught you had to make 10 calls to get 3 appointments to make 2 presentations to close 1. So what do you think the closing percentage in the industry is?
I can't do math that fast.
9%. Why? Because they taught you that it took 10 to get 3 to get 2 to get 1. And so because people didn't exactly hit that, is they ended up closing about 9%, 8 or 9% typically. right? It's a ground and pound strategy. Now, I said, why would I go present to people who aren't pre-qualified? And so I would call 5, I would get 4 appointments, I'd make 4 presentations, and I'd pretty much close all 4 of them. I was closing 80%. Everybody else was taught to close 10%. You know what my district manager said to me? You're not making enough initial calls. Because I made half the initial calls. Because that's where their brain was. Their brain was, it takes 10 to get 1. Why would I want to make 10 calls to get 1 if I could make 5 calls to get 4? Makes no sense.
That's true.
And so again, that's why you've got to understand how to, I mean, it really comes down to understanding how to talk to people and how to do this. And if you're trying to do this quickly, you've got enough connections in that space that you can leverage at this point, and somebody can leverage without disclosing that it's just, hey, my friend Jena is doing an event, and when I asked her how I could help, she said, would you help make some calls for me? Well, because she's awesome, I'm willing to make calls for her.
No, I mean, that's awesome. Like I said, it's just like you just sit there and I'm listening to you rattle off this stuff, and it's like, damn.
Well, that's again.
Like, I'm gonna have to replay this after we finish and decide like how to write it all down. Because I feel like that's the best way to do it, is like get some stuff down on paper. So there's like I said, when where's I can put his up here. Yeah, you need a script till you love your product, but you also like know and you get comfortable with being on the phone. Like for anybody who's like, I don't like cold calling or warm calling or whatever, script it out.
Everything, okay, just so you know, and I said, I'm not a fan of scripts, okay? That being said, I did 21,557 words 1,500 times.
Wait, say that again?
I did 21,557 words 1,500 times.
21,000 words?
Yeah, it's an hour.
Like 5 digits?
Yeah. It's an hour and 42 minutes of content.
That's a stage pitch.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which is what,
call.
no, I get it. But my point is, so when I say I'm not a fan of scripts, I'm not a fan of scripts because the vast majority of people take scripts and make them sound like scripts. But to a certain extent, any polished sales presenter, it comes from a script. The concept, the flow, the thoughts are written down. But then at some point, it becomes being able to dance the material. But that's, again, it's how you train your people or how you train people to make these calls. How would always reverse the situation? If you were on the other end of the call, what would you want to hear?
This is true.
I mean, people make this so hard, and it's really not that hard. How would you treat me with dignity, honor, and respect if you made a call to me? I mean, would you say, oh, by the way, you need to be at this event because otherwise your opponent is, your competitor in your office is going to crush your ass? You wouldn't want to hear that. No.
Now you put negativity in my life.
Well, that's exactly it. See, but if I do it with humility and I back it down a notch, and I say, hey, Jena, I don't know if this is, I don't even know if this is for you, but, Sean said you're important enough for me to ask the question. Are you interested in obtaining more sellers easier? Well, if you are, we're going to be holding an event at the Warfare Marketing offices on this date. Now, just so you know, it's going to be over the lunch hour. And as they say, there's no such thing as a free lunch, but there is a good lunch. And so there's going to be $15 charge for this, but we're going to feed you really well. More importantly, we're going to feed your brain really well with XYZ information and how to get more sellers and how to do more of that. Now, if that's of interest, I'd love to talk to you more.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So again, yes, technically that can be made into a script, but it's being able to dance the words.
Mm-hmm.
But the concept is always the same. How can I serve you? How will this event serve you? If you want to learn how to cold call, this is actually what's interesting about this. I'm sitting here thinking about this. This is what Sean and I need to put out for our event March 30th. If you want to be able to talk to people better, people need to be at our event. Why? Because we teach people how to talk to people better. And everything is about, business is about relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's all you're working to do, is you're working to get them more sellers. What's that translate to? If I can get you more sellers, you sell more houses. If you sell more houses, you make more money. If you make more money, you're a more successful realtor, and it allows you to do XYZ with your family. Do you want to do more of XYZ? The answer is yes.
That's
So
fair. I feel like I'm going to have to play this a couple times.
That's good.
Yeah, because that's a lot. And then we're going to have to talk to you tomorrow about how you presentation flow for sales and people to go to the back of the room and pay.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, we kind of did that a couple of weeks ago in the, tell them what you're going to tell them, and tell them what you told them. But
yeah,
we can get it more developed than that, certainly. But again, a big part of it.
Tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them what you told them. I can tell you've been doing it for a while. You've got it all down.
Well, I mean, that's the, when you're more mature, you have this opportunity.
Sure.
It just means I've lived longer. I've done it. I mean, I've done this for years across virtually every industry. It's hilarious. People sit there and go, well, have you ever been a realtor? No. Well, you just don't know my industry. Yeah, I do. Because your industry is not houses. Your industry is people.
Oh, definitely with realtors.
What I am an expert at is people. I'm an expert at how to communicate to people. Houses don't buy each other. People buy houses.
Houses don't buy each other. I feel like I have a T-shirt from Design Pickle. People don't. Or is it pickles don't eat people? People eat people. It's like really weird.
Yeah,
and that's probably why I like it.
Well, but
houses don't sell.
Well, but see, those are the kinds of things you sit there and you could say to somebody, hey, Jena, as a realtor, I mean, houses don't buy houses. People buy houses. And so, quite frankly, what we're going to do is help you get access to more and better people. Would that be helpful in your business? If it is, we're doing this event on this date.
That's fair.
I mean, so many people make the presentation side so difficult, and it's not difficult. It's having fun with people. People want to be around people that are fun. Serious, accomplish the task, but have some fun while they do it.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's interesting. I talked to a very high-end organization this morning in an early morning meeting. And I said, one of the things that we're working to do with our travel product is we're working to help people maintain the value and the prestige of their higher priced goods. And so as opposed to reducing price, which ultimately reduces value, even if they feel like, wow, I now got it for, I bought it for less, so I save some money. What it does is it also inherently reduces the value of the purchase. Whereas if you say, no, it costs X and we never discount X, but we love our customers, and what we do is we add Y. So we value you, and we want to add this to you. It's like, whoa. See, people play this price game, and you keep on driving price down, and nothing happens.
Right.
So add value. And it's the exact same thing in this
that's
workshop.
why we were adding stuff.
Well,
instead of reducing cost,
right.
Add the workshop that we would normally charge $300 for, that I build out myself for $3,500. Plus, I need that information anyway. It makes them a better client if they understand that information.
Right. So, I mean, that's what you're doing, is you're working to add that value to them. And so, again, if I say to you, Jena, I don't know your business inside and out. But what I do understand is, for the vast majority of realtors, they've found it to be very beneficial to have more listings. And when they have more listings with a better quality of seller, they seem to be happier. What we're really doing next Thursday is we're teaching realtors how to live a happier life. Do you understand? It's the concept that you're winning here. It's not the workshop.
Concept.
It's a conceptual sale. Nobody wants what any of us do, because it takes effort.
Nobody wants what any of us do because it takes effort.
But everybody wants the results of what we do to work for them. So nobody wants sales training. They just want more sales. They want the money that comes from more sales.
Well, yeah.
Well, but everybody goes, well, I'm a better sales trainer than XYZ. Nobody wants sales training. So why are you trying to convince me you're better at something I don't want? But if I say to you, I'm really good at what I do, but the bottom line to you is, when you put these things into place, you will make more money. And when you make more money, you can treat those that you love better. Now, if that's important to you, I'm your guy. Do you understand do you understand the difference in this?
Damn. Yeah.
But everybody pounds their chest about, I'm better.
That's really good. Now I'm gonna have to replay this twice while the script's out and make phone calls. All right, we're gonna wrap up, and then tomorrow we'll cover get them to the back of the room and buy.
Okay.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a great plan.
All right, thanks so much, Scott. You like I said, you brought the magic.
My pleasure.
You brought the magic. All right, bye everybody.
Bye all.